We can shift gears a little bit, or maybe just sidle over to another topic and talk
Sure.
about what you see as the essential criteria for a strong value proposition. When we're talking about positioning and messaging, sometimes we're talking about boiling down the ocean about what you do, who you serve, why you deliver value or how you deliver value and how you're unique. And by powerful value proposition to make that happen and change the dynamic of your marketing and your sales. Can you walk me through the criteria that you consider or the methodology that you have? And then again, how do you know that you've nailed your value proposition, that you've got something that you can rally around and go into leverage in your marketing and your sales?
I like to think about a messaging framework in three parts. So there's your unique selling proposition. What's the headline about what your product is, who it's for, and the big outcome that it will deliver. So this is your USP. That's supported by three value propositions. So, what are the biggest benefits of using your product and the reason that you deliver that outcome in a better way than the alternatives for this customer? The third part of the framework is really the proof points that show your product delivers those value propositions and that a customer will get the value that you've promised. And so when it comes to a great value proposition, I list 8 criteria in the book that I think are really powerful. The first is the phrase should be results oriented. What is the benefit of using the product? And generally, if you start with either an action verb or a superlative, it will help you get there. It saves time, it increases revenue, it generates affinity. So, thinking about a results oriented statement. The second piece is it needs to be feature focused. So, one of the best proof points for your value propositions is that you have features that deliver that value. And so, as you think about rolling out campaigns and messaging over time, you want your features to reinforce the value you're delivering. I mentioned that example earlier from Handshake. Over time, we were rolling out more and more features that helped employers find students more effectively. And so one of our value props was around finding students. And as we rolled out new features, we could show our customers that those new features were reinforcing that value prop. Think about what are my main features and do they support at least one of these three value props that I'm creating? The next piece is they need to be desirable. These need to be things that are very valuable to your customers that solve the pain or deliver one of the gains that they're looking for. They need to be differentiated. So if you read these value props on a competitor's website and it described their product perfectly, then you've missed the mark because you really need your value props to set your product apart and show that using your product delivers benefits in a unique way or delivers more benefit than the alternatives. The third and fourth thing are really important, or the next two things, they need to be durable. You don't want to be changing your messaging framework all the time because it makes it more memorable in your customer's mind if they're hearing some of the top value props reiterated. Of course, you will need to update as material things change with your product, competition, or customers. But think over the next 6 months and make sure that these value props reflect where your product is going and the value you deliver. But they also need to be defensible. So think about, is this something that my competitor could easily replicate, or you have a sense that they're going to be delivering this? And make sure that you're creating value props that are not easily replicable so that they stand the test of time. The last two gut checks are these distinct? So if you only have three value props, you want to make sure that they're each working hard and say something different so that you're really maximizing the messages you can get across while staying within this three part framework. And then finally, comprehensive. As you step back and think about, if these were the only three messages that my customers remembered about the product, would this make it clear why they should choose our product and how it will deliver value and why they should choose us over the competition? So that's the list of criteria. They're very interrelated, but I find that if you set out creating value props with those in mind and then evaluate against those criteria, they really lead you to value props that stand out and stand above